Well, hello and welcome to the Watch What Crappens podcast. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Good. Good to see you, hun. Everybody, welcome. This is Wednesday, December 11th, for anyone keeping track. And it's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Day. We just went on sale for our Mounting Hysteria tour of 2025. We begin very soon at the end of January. So go get your tickets. We're going to all of the cities, every place. We're going to every city in America. So to see the list of cities, get tickets, go to watchwhatcrappens.com. For all the Texans and the Charlotte people wondering what the hell happened to us, our schedule people made a little mistake. So sorry, we are going to those places, but those tickets will not be announced until the 17th. So check back on the 17th for Texas and Charlotte.
Or right now.
And you'll know where we're going to be and how to do it. And we're going to keep adding cities. We're looking at different places. You know what? Because we're out, so we might as well just go every place, shake hands, pat babies, etc. We're going to be the mayors of America, okay? Also, this is on demand, as usual, on video. If you'd like it on video, go to patreon.com/watchwhatcrappens. It's also where you get our bonus episodes, which currently is the new season, the starter season of Sold on SLC, which is a hilarious new show that 5 people are watching. So go check that out over on Patreon. And I think that's all the announcements. Do you have any other ones?
Just that I really enjoy you. I'm announcing that I enjoy Ronnie Karam. That's my
aren't you just a sweeter Peter?
I'm going to announce that I love Bravo too, and I think Bravo put on a great night of TV last night, including Real Housewives of New York. I loved that episode last night, and so we'll also be recapping that. Yep. Yep. You heard it from here.
What?
Maybe that's why I was so angry this morning.
Are you in a positive? Are you just forcing yourself to be positive? Is it one of those things where like there's a manic breakdown coming and you're just forcing positivity, or what's happening?
I loved it. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Am I crazy? You know what? I woke up this morning. I told Ronnie, I was like, Ronnie, I am on one today. I am on one. I am not in the mood. So maybe it's like Bizarro. Like maybe I was like, I woke up salty, but then because I watched New York this morning, so maybe I had to watch New York in a really bad mood to feel like it was the best.
maybe compared to the world you're currently living in, it was just amazing. You know, I don't know, but
either way,
well, that's good. I mean, listen, you know, it's. I love when people are unique. I love some uniqueness, and I think you're the only person in the country that I've seen with that opinion this morning. So you know what? Let's go with it. I love
that's hilarious. I really thought you'd be like, I know. Just hit like a brick wall, but you know what? That's fine. That's for another recap, and that will be their next recap. But today, it's obviously Beverly Hills.
It's Beverly Hills. So, man, I sure hope Dorit has a chance to get things off her chest.
Okay? Here's another litmus test. I was totally on Dorit's side for this. I loved Dorit just taking it to Kyle. Am I still a pariah?
No.
Or?
You're back. You're back on the right side of history. Well, of course, everybody likes seeing Kyle. Well, at least lately, everybody likes to see Kyle get it. It's just Dorit, you know, it's like, and another thing, like, girl, it is episode 4 and she's still on the same fucking, this is so Dorit though, because Dorit began the Beverly Hills history. Well, I don't know if I would give this to Dorit or Eileen, of bringing one thing and making it last for 20 episodes of the season, where it's every episode, Lucy, apple juice. With Dorit, it was like, Erica, your vagina's showing. You know, that was the whole thing for that year. And then there was the Lucy apple juice year, where it was the whole one minute little thing every day for the rest of our lives. And now it's Coyle, you know, you've been mean to me and I will not take it, Coyle. But man, that Dorit just picks at one thing and just goes for it.
She does. Grace time is over, Kyle. But you know what? I really, you know, we've seen her be tenacious with all sorts of people season after season. And it's like, you want to pull your hair out. So seeing her be tenacious to Kyle is actually, that's like, finally she's using her energies towards the right person. You know, like you know, it was tiresome watching her with Garcelle, going after Garcelle when she was clearly in the wrong. Although I did enjoy Garcelle getting her licks in today. You know, just always sure to stick it right in there with Dorit, which is so fun. But like, this is finally like, it was put in the right. I have a lot to say. I'm not even, you know what? I'll just say it as it goes. I'm just going to layer in my thoughts today. Okay.
That's good. Like a 5-bean dip.
Like a Rachel haircut. Layers.
Why have I been thinking of bean dip? This wasn't the first time I've said it. I mean, I've been saying it in my head a lot. I don't know why. Okay, so here we are. This episode is called Twisted Sisterhood. I literally had to Google why it was called this because I didn't get it.
Yeah. I mean, I get the pun, but like I don't get the why.
Because they tied Sutton ties that ribbon around their hands to make a sisterhood vow. Ribbons. But I thought it was a Kyle and Kathy fight. So I was waiting the whole time for a Kyle and Kathy fight. And the only person Kathy really fought with was a candle that she like pulled up to her mouth and tried to breathe in. I don't know what she was doing.
Yeah, I don't know. But you know what? God bless.
God bless her. So we continue from the last episode at the Via restaurant in Oceanaide. Dorit has just told Kyle. Oh, did you see that interview with Lisa Vanderpump this week? There are these two girls where they're like, so Lisa, Kyle is having some problems on this season of The Real Housewives, girl. And it's just so funny watching 20-year-old people interact with Vanderpump. They're like, what do you think of Kyle and Dorit getting in a fight? And she's like, oh, Kyle's terrible. I haven't watched the season. I'm not watching that bullshit, but I'll tell you this. Kyle's a terrible friend. They're like, oh, girl, does anybody have cream for my tea?
And then the two girls look down, they realize they're in like mini skirts and are holding little trays like, wait a second, how do we become waitresses? Magic.
Don't forget, from 5 to 7, they're not goat cheese bowls, they're goat cheese empanadas.
I will give you the scoop that you need, but in return, you shall be serving scoops of Lisa Vanderpump ice cream. Your waitresses now. She's like Ursula. She's like, I'll give you everything you want. Viral fame, retweets, likes, clicks, and all I need in return is for you to be my waitress.
So they were pretty funny. But that interview was good. She just let Kyle have it too. And I love that she just never bothers watching it. She's like, well, she's terrible. I've told you years ago. Is there anything else that you need?
She was a terrible friend to me. That was good. So now, yes, we return to this dinner, which is at the corner of there's basically there's this prominent stop sign in the middle of the backdrop, which is both a good metaphor and also just shows that they're literally eating on like a street corner with pedestrians walking by, which I commented on last week and it still tickled me this week.
Yeah, well, it's eating on the ocean, isn't it? Where they're like, oh, wow, look at the beautiful view. Right next to you, right behind this plexiglass is a man shooting up heroin and masturbating. It's like, wow, what a lovely meal. Thank you.
Yeah, I was sort of expecting someone to come by on like a bike with like a boombox playing some song, trying to get people to like pay money for him to like drive them around or something, you know, like one of those touristy things, or someone to come by with a cart with like cotton candy and like stuffed
salted fruit. So Dorit's like, Coil, for whatever reason, you treat me in a certain way, and there's 2 sets of rules, and God forbid if I don't have absolute blind loyalty, and I mean blind to a fact. You're okay to make little comments. You do little digs. You digs. Might I say, bully?
little jabs, jab alert, the jabs are happening. And then Kyle's like, I actually always defended you and have loyalty towards you, except for all the times I'm not loyal towards you. And Dorit's like, but if heaven forbid I make a little misstep, like PK stepping on a Pringles tin, you punish and you won't speak to me for 6 months.
And Kyle's like, okay, that's true, and I acknowledge that, but, you know, if you have these things building up, she goes, I do have them building up, Kyle, I do, and let me tell you another thing. Kyle's like, it's not just the past couple of years. This is the way you treat me. This is the way you've always done it, and I make one simple comment, and then, remember when I said, and I have to save Kyle's fashion show, and everyone's, like, groaning because, girl, you're bringing up Kyle by Shahida?
Yeah,
that is.
But
This needs to take place on the Flintstone set. I need to see a dinosaur being rung as a workabout. This is a long time ago she's calling back to. What are you, bowling with boulders?
Yeah, but those fashions have been seared into our brains forever. So it's really, it's like it never went away. And Dorit's like, it was a joke. Big deal. Because you made a comment about I'm just thinking, I've got to save Kyle's fashion show from Kyle. So now she's like, it was a joke. Big deal. And you didn't speak to me for 6 months. 6 months, Kyle.
And Sutton goes, oh my God, we're going back that far. Jesus. And Dorit just keeps going. And Kyle's like, well, first of all, I was starting a business and that was really hard on me. And it was exciting for me. And you were putting me down, making fun of me. I would never make fun of your business. Girl, you've made fun of every business that Dorit comes up with. Now, are you justified? Of course, you were both justified. What show are you on? You're allowed to make fun of each other behind each other's backs. That's what this network is built on, ma'am. Okay? Why don't you just take a sledgehammer to Bravo?
You've got to be joking me. You've got to be joking me. You can make fun. Oh, roll the clip. And then we see, of course, a clip of Kyle making fun of the Capri room at Buca di Beppo, which, like you said, was worthy of mockery, but nonetheless, it was still mockery.
Yeah. And, what she said wasn't so bad, but she was just like, I mean, do I feel like I've been transported to Capri, Italy? No. But I do, actually, because I just went to Capri this summer, as you know, for a second, a hot second, because honestly, the entire town is on top of the mountain that you have to climb to get there.
Yeah.
But you get to the top and it's just basically douchey people in fake Chanel walking all over. I mean, it does look like Dorit.
Jesse Lally, actually, if you remember. He's like, I love Capri. We go there every year.
Yeah. And I saw plenty of fake ass lemons hanging from things there too. So
Jesse Lally.
Yeah. Jesse Lally. I can't wait for the ballet to come back, by the way.
I know.
Going to be so good. So isn't it good? Isn't it? And Kyle's like, it looks amazing. And then it just cuts to Kyle going, no. So she's like, oh, it's okay for you. It's always okay. And another thing. Why is it funny for you, but not for me? And another thing. When I had the book of the pee-pee, how dare you? And another thing. It's like she just keeps saying and another thing, but it's the same thing over and over again.
Kyle's like, I didn't say it was okay, and I didn't say it was funny. And Dorit's like, well, and again, you've treated me a certain way for a sustained period of time, and I'm fed up with it. Grace time is over. And Kyle's like, well, listen, I was a very good friend for many, 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 many years.
And I love that Dorit didn't even get off her neck for 2 seconds. She just interrupts her and she's like, I'm talking specifically about the way you've been a shitty friend in the last year. And she's like, oh my God, in the 2 years since I lost my best friend and I'm going through a fucking separation. Oh, for fuck's sake, take off the victim cloak. You don't get to pull the victim cloak every time you're called out for being an asshole to someone. That's not how that works. Okay. And in the words of the great Kyle herself, oh, Lisa, we're all going through things. And Lisa Vanderpump's brother committed suicide. Shut the fuck up, Kyle.
Yeah. So Dorit's like, Kyle, I knew you were going through a hard time, and I was not going to give you a hard time knowing what you were going through. That's why when you said to me the other night, gee, give me some grace, that's what I've been doing for 2 years, and I've been taking it and taking it. Jabs coming inward, receiving jabs, little jabs, taking it, and taking it, and taking it.
Digs and jabs and jabs. Bullies and cheese and cheese.
Kibbles and bits and bits and bits.
And another thing, chee. And another thing, jab. And another thing, bully. And another thing.
And another thing. Baby Bon Bells. Has nothing to do with anything. I just would like to order one, please.
And then you decide when it's convenient and when you're going to be mad at me. And when I put one step wrong, you decide I'm going to freeze Dorit out and I'm going to punish her. Did you get mad at Erica? And Erica's like, oh, Jesus, why am I getting pulled into this bullshit?
Yeah, because when you go back to that reunion clip where Dorit read the email or the text message, and she's like, what would you think? And Erica's like, well, I would feel manipulated. So now she's like, well, why aren't you mad at Erica for saying that Erica would feel manipulated?
Yeah. And so, yeah, Kyle's like, oh, but I was hurt by that. Absolutely. However, that was the only thing that Erica did. It wasn't like all these little things built up. I mean, I've named like 20 things that you've done. I mean, there was that time when, it's like, oh God, please, let's not go through the list again.
I know, seriously, because the list is really bad. The list is the BravoCon thing with the shot when she spilled, like when Dorit said that Kyle is no longer her favorite, and that Dorit did not defend Teddy Mellencamp enough at BravoCon. So it's pretty tenuous. Like, let's not forget Kyle's whole reasoning here is built on bullshit.
Yeah, and I think, you know what? I think her best reason was last year. What she originally said when Dorit was like, oh, now you're ignoring me. Now you're not friends with me anymore. Now that you're friends with Mugen. And Kyle's answer was like, well, I work out now and you don't like to work out. That's it. Because that's probably the closest to the truth that we're going to get, which is basically like, I don't like you now. I found other people to hang out with. That's the truth. Kyle just doesn't like her now. And I think that sometimes that happens. And I think sometimes you just need to say, you smell now.
Yeah, I think, listen, there's reasons to distance yourself from Dorit. All she does is talk, and she natters on and on and on and on. She doesn't stop. Kyle has mentioned that. Kyle should have just led with that. She should have said, listen, all you do is talk. And, you know, like, I need friends who can hear about the fact that I was in Halloween. And instead, I'm just hearing about you and Buco de Beppo. And that's just like not the friendship that I need right now.
Yeah. So Erica's like, well, now Erica's like, no, I'm not in. I'm going to speak for myself. I was speaking to Andy. I was saying, Andy, I got eviscerated on my season, and Kyle's story is very big. Are you going to do the same thing to Kyle? And Kyle's like, that's how I took it. It was totally fine. Oh, Kyle, you know that if anybody else said that, you would be all over their ass. You're just afraid of Erica, you know?
Yeah, Kyle, you can't be like reasonable and rational with some things and not with others, you know, like the Teddy thing and the BravoCon thing are so like grasping at straws. But then with the Erica thing, and like, I'm not saying that she should be mad at Erica, but then all of a sudden she chooses to be reasonable there. And I feel like Kyle is smart enough to know when she's whipping up an excuse to be mad. And so
there's
this is
definitely
a
stronger reason to be mad at Erica for saying eviscerate her ass. Like, it's Kyle's turn to get eviscerated. Get her, you know?
Right. But like Erica's, you know, but at the same time, like a rational person could also say, like, Erica was saying, like, hey, I was held. I was like, don't.
Are we all
I was held to the fire,
right?
Yeah. So like, don't be unfair to me.
Right.
And so Kyle took it that way, but then she's willing to be totally ridiculous about the other things. So then Kyle's like, that's how I took it. See, I took it. I'm smart. And she's like, why are you saying I should be mad at Erica now? It's like, no, I don't think you should get mad at her. But if I did something like that, you sure as shit would get mad at me. And Kyle's like, well, but she apologized to me. I'm like, I can't with Kyle. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So then Jennifer Tilly is like,
the only thing I understand is this is some sort of beef that goes back years and years and years. It's impossible to keep up. I'm just hoping it'll die down soon so I can have my dinner.
That was wildly too accurate, Ronnie. Too accurate. Too accurate.
I love
her. She's amazing, but that was
and then it just
insane.
goes to her going,
food tastes better when you eat it with your hands.
And then she eats a taco. Like, it's totally crazy for her to be eating a taco with her hands.
And then Bose goes, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Let me just eat my food.
Yeah, let me just eat my food. I love Bose's reaction to everything. It's just like, why am I with these losers?
I know.
Who put me on this?
Did I leave corporate America for this? And she's like, look, none of these women give you what they think at face value. They're not direct. There's something underneath. You pick up a stone over here, and there's a rock under that. You pick up a rock, and there's a toad. Is the toad sitting on something? Absolutely. Another rock. And then under that rock is a frog. And then the frog and the toad sort of have a homoerotic relationship. And you think, you should be in a picture book. But instead, under the picture book is a mushroom. And under the mushroom is a pebble. And under the pebble is an M&M. And under the M&M, it's like, okay, Bose, we get it. We get it.
And under the M&M, and I told those M&Ms, I came up with your first campaign.
I invented M&Ms. Before me, it was just M.
So then Sutton's like, well, I want to ask for a second. I, too, have experienced the punishment where Kyle has not spoken to me for months at a time. And we've just, we've talked about it. And I said, Kyle, this is something you should work on. And then about 7 months later, she said, okay, I will. So I think that's how you deal with Kyle. Kyle, why is my face covered with a napkin right now? Kyle's like, be like a bird, be quiet.
Okay, so you said you were right, and this is something you're going to work on. So Kyle's going to work on it. I just said, pretend it's a script from ER, and then she was like, okay, I'm in. I'll get to work. So I think this is fixable. I mean, not Kyle's personality. That's long been broken by her mom. But I think your relationship may be fixable. I don't know. You sound more angry than I knew, though. You're really angry.
I'm angry. I am. And another thing. Gee, bully.
Okay, look, Kyle, it's hard to hear when someone's angry at you, and you don't like people to be angry at you. This is something you know. And she's like, well, nobody likes to feel it. I know, but you especially don't like to feel it, even though you make people so angry all the time. All the time you make people angry, and then you get upset that they're angry at you. God, that is a hard thing to live with, isn't that, Kyle?
But she is willing to work on that part of her personality.
Oh, it's not just that one part. It's another thing.
All right, just calm down, Norma Ray. Okay, just calm down over there.
I honestly, Dorit, I have never seen you this angry in 5 years. I mean, the way you've been thrusting your little hand puppet in people's faces, it is out of control. I'm stunned.
It is pretty amazing though, because Dorit does not let up, and she doesn't let Kyle get away with her. Oh my God, but I suffered trauma. But oh my God, it hurt my feelings. But oh my God, I'm hurt. She doesn't let her get away with any of that shit. So Kyle apologizes, which is very, very rare. I mean, that's a rare damn thing. Is it Groundhog's Day? She's never apologizes properly. Well, she usually gives the apology Dorit just gives in a second, which is like, well, I'm sorry if you're mad, stupid. That's usually a Kyle apology. But this time she actually did one. I was impressed.
Yeah. Well, because Dorit is not letting up, because Dorit is like, excuse me, we're both here performing at Lilith Fair, and your set is up. You had last season, and now it's my season to go through a separation, and you're still performing on the stage. So I'm going to need you to get off the stage, and you're not off the stage yet.
Yeah. This is my turn.
Okay. This is Sarah McLachlan
my turn for man misery. Get the hell out of here. PK and I waited in a fucking canister. What do you call it? In queue. We waited in queue for this, and now we've got to fucking deal with you taking up the stage. So get off the stage.
Dorit's got like the broom from like TV's bloopers and Practical Jokes. Those guys in the broom. She's like, all right now, Kyle, get off the stage. I'm going through separation with PK. This dinner was supposed to be about me telling everyone that PK is such an alcoholic. Come on, Kyle.
Yeah, and she's like, well, I didn't handle it right, and I'm apologizing, okay? And I acknowledge it's something I need to work on, and I acknowledge I shouldn't have said what I said on Amazon Live, which is live every once in a while. Everybody should be there if you want to hear me say mean shit like this about Dorit again, so I can sell more shit. Those Amazon Lives are crazy. I was listening to a podcast called Shameless. It's these 3 Aussie chicks, and I love them. They're very funny. I've only listened to like 3 of them, but I really like them. And they were talking about another podcast called the Goodbye Kyle podcast, which is a hilarious name for a podcast. And I guess they did a deep dive into these Amazon Lives and how they're making money. And basically, have you ever watched one? I've never seen one before.
I think maybe once.
I've seen clips of them, when people put the clips up to go viral, but it's really smart. They're just basically, it's a home shopping network, but they're talking shit while they're selling stuff. It's like, I am Kyle. I have this jacket. I really love jackets like this. Like my sister used to wear one when she was filming Disney movies. My sister's on drugs, by the way. You guys should all like pray for her. Yeah, I'll take some questions about Kim right now. It's like, whoa. And and they have the jacket up on the screen, and they're just trying to sell a jacket.
Yeah, that's great.
It's really, it's very, I feel like modern day America. It's like, here's my traumas, but also while we're going through that, Corningware. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm surprised that Bravo has not actually started to copy this. Because
why don't we copy it?
What, should we just sell stuff in the background while we're doing the podcast?
100%. I guess we already do. We have ads and stuff, but I think we should just take it further and get an Amazon storefront. And when I have the, using my little face red light or whatever, just be like, Kyle's a dick and she deserves everything she's fucking getting. Thank God for this red light I'm using, by the way. It's really helping me with the stress of dealing with another season of Kyle. God, thank God it's only $2.99 at Amazon.
Would anyone like a tissue box? This tissue box comes to you discounted at $2 since it's semi-used. Anyway, please use the link below, smash that like button, and this will go right out to you.
Would anybody like a snoring cysty dog? Well, he's right here.
Gorilla tape. Still in the package. Great to use, not just for gorillas.
All right. So, she gets an apology. So Dorit's like,
well, I appreciate that. And let me calm down a minute and let me just use one accent for now, Kyle. I'm sorry that the text message that you sent me, that I read it with Erica and I showed her and spoke about it.
And Erica turns to Bose and goes,
always keep your text messages. Don't erase anything with these bitches.
And Kyle, one more thing. The thing at BravoCon was a joke. It was a joke, as everyone knew. It was a joke. It hurt me. And I am sorry that it hurt you.
Wait a minute. That's not negating an apology. It's not genuine what you're saying. Your apology is not genuine at all, Dorit. Okay. I feel like you never own anything. And it always comes with this fake apology.
Kyle, I am very, very happy to own anything except maybe our house whenever ever I have done something ever. And you said, Dorit, this hurt me. And the first thing I said is, gee, I'm so sorry, Kyle. I'm so sorry that you're thin-skinned and can't take a joke and are kind of stupid. And but excuse me, can I speak?
No.
What?
No. I wouldn't agree with that.
You wouldn't agree with what?
With what she was saying in terms of you just can't say you're sorry.
So you don't agree with me or with you agree that I can say I'm sorry, correct?
No.
You don't agree with Kyle that I don't say sorry or I don't say sorry well, correct? There's a lot of double negatives going on here. Okay.
Well, hold on 1 second. Let me bring another word into this.
Yes.
Wow.
Wait, may I add a word?
No.
Gee.
Wow.
No. Yes?
Fully.
What are we saying?
No.
Guys.
Wow.
Boy, George.
I agree that you don't say you're sorry.
By the way, I have to say, Garcelle was very confusing at this at first because there's so many double negatives. Because it's when she's like, when Dorita's like, I own anything, and Kyle's like, no, you don't, and Garcelle goes, no. Even I was like, which one are you saying no to? And she just kept on saying, no. And I just like it because it's just where you're so fed up. She's not even talking about the actual sentences. It's just the whole idea of Dorit. She's just like, no. Yeah. It's like junk mail.
It's no. Spam, you see a dog shitting on a carpet and that's just all you do. No. There's no negotiating. It's just no. So she's like, yeah, she goes, I don't agree you don't do that. And Dorit's like,
that I don't say sorry.
And she goes, yes.
Well, at least it's a new word. Well, I'm not surprised that you agree with that. And let's be honest,
Garcelle, she goes, okay, good.
Well, I'm not your favorite person, and you're very clear about that. # little jabs. I wouldn't expect you to actually not agree with what she has to say. Wait, did I say that correctly? There was about 3 negatives in that one.
No. Okay, well, then we're on the same page.
Are we on the same page? Correct? No, yes?
Beautiful.
No.
Gotcha. Gotcha on that one.
Wouldn't you agree that we're not ever not on the same page?
No.
No, but wouldn't you not agree that you don't own things?
Yes, but no. I'm lost.
No. So then it just cuts to Kathy who's holding a candle up to her nose and no one really understands. Maybe she's trying to warm her face. I don't know. I wouldn't get a candle that close to the Restylane in your face. Move it back.
I know. It could, listen, things can go awry. So then Dorit's like, it's quiet for like a minute and no one knows what to say. So Dorit's like, guys, I'm going to turn in. To what? I'm just going to bed. Oh.
I thought you were about to get interesting. A pumpkin, what do you think? Well, that would be nice.
Does anyone else here want to go to bed? No. Well, of course you don't want to go to bed.
I love Garcelle not giving a fuck and just being like, I hate you, and that's it. I'm always going to hate you, and I'm never going to like you. So that's all. That's all. That's all I require of you. And wasn't it last year when Dorit's like, please, can we please just be friends? I'll do whatever it takes. And she's like, no. The end. It's like, I just don't like you. There's no coming back from this. Leave me alone, you know?
So Kyle now tells us, and she does that thing with her hands like she's serving a little platter. She's like, I came in here looking for resolution. And like, she came in tonight looking for a fight. I mean, that girl that just like sat there screaming at me. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is either, because last time I checked, Dorit was not screaming at you. She was mad, but she was not screaming at you. But it's kind of funny because this is exactly what Dorit got into trouble with Garcelle last season, was that Dorit was like, you just attacked me. And now Kyle is doing it to Dorit, saying that Dorit was yelling at her.
Yes. So Dorit is, she says bye to everybody, and Erica walks her out, and she asks her if she's okay. She's like, I'm uncomfortably cold. So then back at the table, Garcelle's like, Where do we go from here?
Where do we go, my lovely? Do. No more singing. So then
she's just like bobbing her head to the side very slowly.
Yes. So anyway, yeah, Dorit just walks Erica back to her room, and Dorit's just like, oh my God. So yeah. So now it's the next day, and everyone's getting ready for their afternoon activity. And, people are like, Kyle's blow drying her hair. Jennifer Tilly is trying on a hat, and she's like, my initials are on it. In case I forgot who I am.
And then Bose FaceTimes with her daughter about packing so much. And she's like, well, I'm going to have to pack again when we go to Brazil. And they just talk about that and cute outfits and stuff like that. And Bose is like, we should match every single outfit. And her daughter just stays silent. She's like, okay, I think way too much silence.
I think I'm ready for Bravo to retire this trope of people FaceTiming people on vacation. I literally never care. It's rarely ever been interesting to recap. It's just not what I'm tuning in for personally. I think we could just skip these not you and I. I'm just saying Bravo can skip these scenes because is everyone like, oh God, I can't wait for someone to call their 6-year-old. I know that Bose's child is not 6, but I'm saying like a lot of times we usually see the version where someone either FaceTimes their dog or FaceTimes like a toddler. And I think it's time to move on. Bravo.
I don't need it either. But you know what? In real life, I like FaceTiming with dogs. My niece, Aubrey, got this new puppy. She's a cockapoo. Oh. She's named Maple. And Aubrey is FaceTiming me, this dog, all the time. She started an Instagram for her dog. So I'm going to tell people so you can go follow this dog's Instagram, okay? Maple. It's called Maple, M-A-P-L-E, like the tree, the Cavapoo puppy. On Instagram. This dog is so fucking cute. It's already got like 2,300 followers. This dog is killing it in life. So go follow Maple.the Puppy. Okay? It's like the cutest dog. Well, they're allergic to everything. My family's allergic to 97 different things. And so they have to get like hypoallergenic dogs. And I guess this is a mixture of a King Cavalier puppy? Is that a thing? A King Cavalier puppy? I'm going to look it up.
That sounds like a Chevrolet. Chevrolet King Cavalier.
It does. Cavalier King Charles Spaniel dog breed, I guess is what they're called. And so it's a mix of that and a poodle.
Wow.
Right? Cavapoo.
Yeah. Anytime the oodle is there, it's going to be some poodle.
Yeah. So it's pretty cute. It's just a fluffy little dog that won't make you allergic. Isn't that cute?
Oh, there was a Chevrolet called the Chevrolet Cavalier. I was like, wait a second, that actually sounded too accurate for a
It's
joke.
actually this dog is actually a mix between a poodle and a Chevrolet. So it's great. It's not great for the environment, but you know what is these days. Am I right, guys? Just give into it.
See the USA with your Chevrolet Poodle hybrid.
So then we go to Sutton's room, and she's hanging out with Garcelle, and they're giggling about stuff. And Sutton's like, no slippers in the bed.
No slippers in the bed. And is there vodka in your coffee?
Well, to quote you, no. So Garcelle's like, well, last night, Missy, how explosive was that dinner? Or let me ask it this way. Could you believe how explosive it wasn't last night? Correct or incorrect? Okay, Garcelle, you have to stop with these double negatives. It's really confusing everyone.
No.
Well, I was like, are we allowed to eat? Because I just felt like we were in divorce court.
We were in divorce court.
And she's saying, I don't know what's going to happen between Kyle and Dorit, but this fight is definitely different. I mean, it's not just you talk too much or you didn't come to Kimosabi when I wanted to. This feels like betrayal. This feels like hurt by both.
It also feels incredibly stupid. So I'm just going to sit here on the sideline and laugh.
But that's what I like Garcelle for on this show. I like when she's just on the sidelines commenting on things like she's watching something that she's not in. Like, well, Dorit and Kyle's fight. Let's discuss it. Brutal. Feels like betrayal this time. Did I hate it? No.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry you guys are all fine, but do we all have to be involved? I wanted them to shut up so I could eat my food and enjoy the beach. Although, as much as I could enjoy the beach, considering it was nighttime and all I could see were tourists taking photos of us through the window like we're at the Today Show. But either way, I'm getting riled up about it.
So Erica's in her room and Dorit comes over and Dorit's like, oh, I feel like last night was the first step. It's like, oh, Jesus, we had to listen to you all night. Poor Erica. And listen, have you ever heard me say poor Erica? Never. But whatever she's doing this season, just being quiet and pretending she's innocent of everything and like being nice, I think it's fun for her in a way, but it's all Dorit's taking advantage of it. Dorit is really just showing up in every scene and talking about herself the entire scene. And Erica's going to lose her mind soon and beat the shit out of Dorit is what I think. Because Dorit, you already took up everybody's night and now you're going to come in and start the morning this way too? Girl.
Let's discuss this, girl. Look, there's stuff with Kyle, but to me, I'm concerned about your refrigerator. It is on the fritz. No, about your compact disc player. I mean, what do I use it for now these days?
No, your mental health, because I've been there. You know, I've got a lot of experience with difficult husbands and difficult situations and difficult separations. I mean, just recently, microwaves are difficult things. How do they even work? How are some containers made out of metal, but you're not allowed to put metal in the microwave? Riddle me that one, Robin.
I fear that my stapler is broken. I tried to staple two welcome mats together and it wouldn't go through. What do? I am fearful about that.
Well, the most important thing is your mental health. I don't know what you're talking about. Can I put a fork in a microwave or not, Erica?
Hi, this is Garcelle calling. Dorit, may I speak with Dorit? I just wanted to say one thing.
Yes.
No.
Oh. So can't you not put a fork in a microwave or no?
I'm leaving.
Well, I want to be around people that make me feel good, that I trust, that I could laugh with. And that's where I am in my life right now. I've got enough to hold up. I've got enough that I need to be strong for.
This is me putting my foot down. It's the same with Kyle. I put my foot down with PK, and I unfortunately stepped in some marshmallow, but you know, that happens. And I'm not going to do it anymore. I can't. This is my fight song. My CD player is broken song. My fork in the microwave song. This is my fight song.
Okay, this is Garcelle calling in again just to say it one more time. No.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So then Jennifer Tilly comes into Kathy's room and she's like,
That was so much fun yesterday.
and she's like, I know. Kyle, get in here, please. Kyle's like, what? It's fine. Is this where she's trying to make her get makeup for her or something?
This is when the insanely rich ladies in caftans summon Kyle so they can like paw her around or whatever. Because Jennifer Tilly is basically at Kathy Hilton level now with that Simpsons money, I have to imagine.
Also with her Looney Tunes-ness, you know, she's really out there. She's like,
you know, when you and Dorit got into it, you know what? Oddly, this sounds really awful, but I was kind of enjoying it.
and Kathy's like, it was like tennis.
It was wonderful.
We just see like,
and that's why I didn't interrupt. You know, first of all, I have too much respect for Yvonne Lendl to interrupt any tennis match, but also I would also have a little conversation today. And you know what? Be bold, Kyle. Kyle's like, oh, well, if I feel like it. And she's like, yeah, but, you know, just let your feelings kind of, you know, lead the way. But don't be annoying about it like you usually are. Just, you know, just talk about it.
yeah. You know what Kyle really needs to do? Show her feelings on this show. I don't think anybody's really used to seeing that. So Kyle's like, but I did, you know, I don't need to keep doing that. I just want to go have fun today. You know, let's just let it digest. Like, we'll just see what happens. She goes,
We'll see what happens.
I'm going to go get my shoes on. So now they're putting on final touches because they're about to go on their excursion and everything. And they're going to go on this boat and everything. So they all start arriving down at the bar, you know, and of course it's like, here are their looks. And Sutton is like, she's like, hey, are you holding court, Jennifer? And she's like, oh, look at you. Look at your little JoJo Siwa hairpiece. Oh my gosh. I was really channeling Grace Kelly. I don't know what a JoJo Siwa is.
Grace time is over.
Well, okay. I guess so.
So Jennifer Tilly sees Dorit and she's like,
Oh, hello, Stevie Nicks. You look gorgeous. What do you want?
Nothing like Stevie Nicks, I'd like to add. There wasn't even an element. Yeah, there was not even a single element that looked like Stevie Nicks.
So then Kyle's just standing there looking at everybody like, oh my God, Dorit's here. Awkward, you know, making subtle Kyle faces. Yeah. And she's like, I just feel incredibly awkward, but like, I'm just ready to go back to punishing again.
All right, ladies, I have a little surprise since we're running late. Thanks, Kyle. We're going to arrive in style, so follow me. So they go out to these little kind of like mini cars. They're like, it's like those golf cart things that are made to look like little Jeeps. And so they're going to drive those to the boat. So like, yay, since we're running late, we're going to drive smaller, less safe versions of cars. Like, okay.
So they just kind of make small talk in these cars. And Bose is like, so have you been on a boat before with these ladies, Garcelle? And she's like, oh, yes, I have. And she asks her how they behaved. And she's like, oh, God, Mexico. Erica was trying to figure out the balance of pills and alcohol. And Bose is like, I'm sorry, what? And she's like, we're all a mess. All of us are a mess. I've said too much.
That's all right. I invented messes. So then Kyle is with Sutton and Jennifer, and she's like, you know what's so funny? You guys will not believe this. My sister, she comes in, she goes, do you have an extra toothbrush? And I went in, and she was like brushing her eyeshadow brush. She was brushing with it. Okay, she was like polishing her teeth with the toothpaste. Is that like hilarious? And we see Kathy is brushing her teeth with the makeup brush.
Yeah. And then let's see. Kathy passes by. She's like, hi.
She's just waving at random people on the street.
Oh, I thought she was talking to them.
No, it was like a random person on the street. She's like, hello, I'm Kathy Hilton. I just bought you.
So then they go to the marina, and there's a big old boat there for them. And Sutton's like, I'm going to say this is a 90-footer. That's my guess. And then they meet Captain Theo, the stud, Captain Theo.
Yeah, and Sutton's like hot for him and everything. And so they're just like walking around. Everywhere Kathy Hilton goes, she goes, Kathy Hilton, nice to meet you. Kathy Hilton, nice to meet you. I'm like, we know You're wearing a bucket hat and you're very wealthy and you're also famous. So Kathy Hilton, nice to meet you.
So Sutton's in love with the captain, you know, and so everybody's making fun of her. But Kathy's like, ladies, please pay attention. She's like, ladies, please pay attention to the captain. So he's like, I'm Theo. I'm your captain today. I just need to go over a few safety things for you, okay?
And Sutton's like, Captain Theo, he's got very large biceps and like a beautiful voice. And we're seeing like these shots of him and he's just like not being sexy at all. He's like, we have life vests underneath the seats and there's seats upstairs and seats in the back. So also please do not put any toilet paper in the toilets. Please put them in the trash because they're sensitive systems and they do clog very easily. She's like, oh yeah.
I'm going to ride him like a private seat on an airplane. Kick back his knees and relax on him. Meanwhile, he's like, we shouldn't drown, but if we do, just grab onto that lady's lips. There's something going on there. Kyle's just like,
excuse me. So Kathy's like, all right, should we enjoy ourselves? So then they're going to go sit down and have lunch and everything. And this food. Oh, they're sitting down for lunch, but the food is being cooked, and there's a chef, and he is working the grill. And of course, Kathy goes right up to him and is like, say I'm a barbecuer, so maybe if we put it on the top thing there, yeah. Since when does Kathy Hilton?
I'm a barbecuer.
Commandeer a barbecue. Since when is she a pitmaster?
Carl's like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed.
Why did she tell the chef how to cook?
And Carl's like, Kathy can be very bossy. Like, is it on the right temperature? You know what you should do? Add a little, what is it? Like salt? Like, okay. Normally, I'd say this is extremely unprofessional of Kathy to be doing to people and kind of gross and cringy. On the other hand, Kyle, you really still need to figure out how to learn salmon. So maybe just have Kathy over and let her do it to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe Kathy's not bossy. Maybe it's just that she realizes that her sister doesn't even know how to open a door in her house and is like, I have to help. I need to intervene.
So then now they take their seats and stuff, and Dorit's in the back bar at the yacht bar ordering her drink and stuff. And she's like,
I'll do a bit of a deal with club soda. 3 lemons. Lemons out. I'm sorry to disappoint everyone, but it's a new era of drink ordering. I've decided to stop confusing the pours.
Well, yeah, she basically is like, I'm on a booze cruise in like the San Diego suburbs. They're not going to understand what carcass is. That's what she's saying to herself.
I was very disappointed in hearing this drink order. I did not like it.
Yeah.
So then a lot of this episode is just like fun times. It's a fun times episode.
Yeah. They're sitting down. They're like eating their lunch and everything. The chef comes and makes a presentation, etc. And Kathy, after they start eating, Kathy is like, so, you've been talking a lot. Because Sutton's getting allergies. And so Kathy's like, you've been talking a lot. And Kyle's like, yeah, your throat must be so sore. And Sutton goes, well, speaking of sore throats, the two of you, Kyle and Dorit, talking like 2 streptococcus bacteria in the back of a throat giving someone strep. Okay? You talked a lot last night, you bacteria people.
I'm just curious, y'all, because since nobody on this show has anything going on, how are you feeling? Would you like to fight again? Because I really don't feel like it today. Bose, do you want to have your first fight today?
No.
Garcelle?
No.
Anybody want to do anything today on this show?
No.
I don't want to. Kim, you're not on this trip. Kim, someone please take Kim back off the boat.
Hey, Kyle, get out here.
Yeah, well, I don't think I have anything to say. I think I pretty much said everything I need to say.
I've said everything. Because,
I wish her the best.
Kyle she's probably going to die alone.
I've got my new Dance with the Stars photo, and I put it up in the office, and we're pretty good.
Upsetting.
So Kyle's like, okay, well, Dorit, you go first. So Dorit's like,
well, I needed to get a few things off my chest because it was building up. And once you release it, you feel better. And I'm angry. I'm frustrated. I'm hurt. It's from a deep, deep place of tragedy and cornucopia from which springs the misery that I've been infected with thus far.
Bully. Jeb.
I love you. I don't hate you. I don't not love you. No? Wait. No. Kyle's like, well, I appreciate that a lot. I mean, this is where I get, like, both of us are going through so much. And, like, I'm somebody that if I care about somebody, it weighs on me really heavily. But that's only if I care about somebody. But, like, as we know from Amazon Live, we're really not even closely friends. So, and I just don't, you don't need to be thinking about this right now. And, like, I don't need to be thinking about this. And, like, I'm just trying to grow my bangs back. And we have really important life stuff going on. And we really need all of our energy for that. So what I'm trying to say is I'm just trying to put energy into fostering a better relationship with Jamie Lee Curtis. She has an Oscar now.
And Dorit's like, you do know the ironing of it all? I think you mean irony. No, I really don't. I could use an iron here. This is disgusting that I'm dressed like this.
Dorit.
But...
No.
Yes. Well, the ironing is that our husbands are closer than ever and definitely leaning on one another. And you and I are so far apart, Kyle. I even asked for 3 lemons out of a glass.
By the way, I forgot to mention, Mauricio asked me to tell you to tell PK to stop leaning on him because he keeps falling over. So Kyle is like...
Actually, Mauricio and PK are closer than ever. And also, Kyle and PK are closer than ever. The only one kind of left out here is you. So...
Yep. And that's going to come out, I think, next week. So Kyle... I mean, it starts to come out this week. So Kyle is like, and by the way, and I apologize once again for hurting your feelings in any way. And I know there are things that I can learn from this. Will I learn from them? No, but I know that they're there. I'll leave them there. Okay.
This is me and Coyle turning a corner. And I do feel optimistic that we can potentially put the pieces of our friendship back together. We've got more conversations to have. But they don't all have to be toxic and tumultuous. We'll get back to this in 2 more scenes.
If everyone's like, oh, God, no.
I hate to break it to you, Dorit, but you're turning a corner into a cul-de-sac, okay? It's a dead end. So
that is, like, that is a Dorit storyline, though, a cul-de-sac storyline. Just going over and, I just passed this house, didn't I?
She's just going in a circle around the cul-de-sac, not realizing that there's an exit.
Yeah.
So they all cheers to her, and Garcel's like, well, I want to see what the bottom of the boat is like, which is my feeble excuse from getting away from you idiots. So she's like, okay, I'm going to go. And Kyle's like, yeah, I need to get on my phone and check on my children. I'm like, your kids are like 26 and out of the house.
Literally have you on block. Like, they're old.
Except for Portia, and she's definitely not answering her call.
Portia's 16. She doesn't want her mom calling her.
It's just a school day. She's at school.
Hello there. This is a 2-part recap, okay? This is the end of part 1. So thank you so much for listening to this. Just come back a little later for part 2.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
It's always automatic with Ashley Auto.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Put your hands together for Carly Clapp.
Get on the right foot with Chrissy Offutt. Dana C. Dana Do.
Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. Jamie, she has no last namey.
You'll never hide from Heidi Eleanor Jones.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know Your Worth with Jason Kurth.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
Kristen the Piston Anderson.
Bringing the funk, it's Leslie Plunkett.
She gets an A from us, it's Lindsay D. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino.
Always killing it, it's Lola Alkalani.
We love her on the rocks, it's Melissa Cox. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
Have a heck of a time with Rebecca.
The highest tally, it's Sarah McNally.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman. The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish. She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch. She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender.
She's a whiz, it's Liz Sarthy.
The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
She eases our woes. It's Melissa St. Rose.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
Ring that bell for Rachel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.